Welcome to the supposedly haunted village of Zor. You can't see the welcome sign because it's shaded off right there, but it just says welcome to Zor. And also, welcome back to another video. Happy Sunday, everybody. Today, just like the sign read, I am in the small town of Zor, a supposedly haunted village here. They have ghost tours here. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get inside any of the buildings to actually film anything, so I just might be, I think most of it's all closed today anyway, so I'm just going to be walking around and showing the outside of the buildings. Maybe we'll see a ghost, maybe not, but this is rumored to be haunted. Because it's an old town village from like the 1800s. As you see, they got the signs right there. First Street, Zor Post Office, and Main Street. So, let's go ahead and cut across and see what we can see. Yeah, but look at this wooden right here. Don't know what my camera's doing. Built in 1835, this old time building is right here. But it looks like a nice little building. I can't believe this building was built in 1835. That's crazy. But here's a blacksmith building where they come and build stuff. This was built in 1834. So all these buildings today are built in the 1800s, I guess. That thing was built in the 1800s. Maybe I can get a window shot here so we can at least see inside. Yeah, there's an old time buggy in there. Old time stuff that I guess you would need for like a blacksmith shop. Here's the other side. Trying to get as much as I can. Because again, they are closed, but what if I turn the camera like around like that? You can see what they got in there. Oh, just a bunch of blacksmith tools and stuff. It seems like they had everything in there. Here's another inside of a building. There's a bunch of different stuff. Maybe I'll catch a ghost on camera. Probably not. Go. And you get your wagon refixed. Like if you lost the wheel or anything like that, that's where you would take your wagon to go get it fixed. Take it there, take it to the black shop. Take it to the blacksmith, and then you will get your wagon fixed. Because right there's the two places you need to do it. These restaurants and old time houses are haunted. You got the X Tags Mexican Grill Canteen right here. And if you go around here, you can see that's a nice little Mexican restaurant right there. Maybe if I can zoom in here to get that sign on video. If I go in like 10. This property has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Department of the Interior Historic. Wow, so this small village is on a National Registered place because of the United States. They deemed it a historical village. Flowers there. They do offer a ghost tour through, so you actually can go inside the buildings also. But I think that is like $19 a ticket, which ain't bad for the most part. You know, they really You got to try to get those extra dollars to try to keep up on the place and everything, because I'm sure with a bunch of old buildings and stuff like that, they have to keep up the maintenance work and all that. Like a little grocery store. I don't know if they're open today, but here's all their information on a ghost tour. To October 10th, October 11th, the 17th. Yeah, a tour of the... Right there's their ticket prices, $19. Tours run every 15 minutes, begin at 6:30 p.m. You have to have a reservation. And they also have different other events if you're not into the ghost stuff. But this store was built in 1833. So this place has history written all over it. Like literally. Because I think every single one of these buildings around here was built in the 1800s. The keeping room, bread and breakfast. I'm assuming that you can stay here if you pay. But maybe we'll get some ghost looking through the window or something at me. I don't know. Maybe not, but there's another historic marker right there. I mean, they're really nice buildings. I'm going to try to get up on camera, guys. And if I zoom out, look at that beautiful building right there. With the moss all over it and everything. All over the fences. It's just a really nice building. I can only imagine that it probably takes like millions of dollars to keep these upgraded. Like probably cost a lot of money. Right there, you got that old time pottery right there. From the 1800s as well. But this used to be a wash house. You go there and you wash your clothes. Wash all your clothes that are dirty. Wow, that's cool. Then they got a nice little garden right here. With all the trimmings and stuff. But yeah, all that pottery right there. Let me zoom in. All that pottery right there is from the 1800s. They were used. Ain't that cool? Wow. That is really something that those items did not break. But then, this is where they would have their town hall meetings. I'm assuming for everybody in the town. From 1887. An American flag out front. Here's some more things that they have right up in here. Even got some trails. Travel to Germany. The 4 Lantern events. So not only is this a national historical location, they also do old time war stuff here. They also do old time war stuff here where they come out and reenact, I guess, wars that have been fought on this land. So there has been wars that's been fought on this land. So, in 1825, the Society of Separates Azor contracted, built 7 miles. You can pause that if you want to read the rest of it. But it's definitely a historic. Wow. Well, I don't know what this sign says right over here. Oh, it's the town hall sign right there. Restored in 2001. So they had to restore this building from 2001. I guess it was in bad shape. They fixed it up. Right over here posted is a public sale for Tuesday, October 4th, 1986. Look what they had for sale back then. They had 100 horses, 100 milk cows, 300 sheep, 100 hogs. Imagine coming here, you want to get a sheep for like their wool or anything. You just come to the village sale and just buy you a sheep, buy you a hog, buy you a cow, a calf. Everything you need is right there in that town's sale that I guess they had here back in the day. I mean, if I'd say, I mean, these buildings are from 1800, so I mean, I guess they could be haunted. But this is the #1 house. So this may be the first house that was built here. That's what I'm assuming when it says the #1 house. But I don't even know. This building is so massive that I don't even know if I can get it all on camera, but I'm going to try. But it's just really massive. I don't know if I'm doing it justice about how big this building is. But it is a museum, so I'm guessing like inside is a bunch of 1800 stuff, like pottery and stuff like that. I think I see somebody looking out through the window up there. So a lot of these buildings, they had to preserve, had to fix them up because they were just that old and just that out of dated. So I'm sure they did their best to like make sure the houses stayed the original as close as possible. But I mean, certainly they had some maintenance work. Zoar was founded in 1817 by a group of migrants from Germany. Whoa, migrants from Germany found this place? I mean, we're in Ohio. That is a very far journey. They came to find this place. But look at the, whoa, look at the old time people there with their hats and their different clothes and such. Time of war creates internal conflict. So there has been confirmed battles that has been fought on this land. Here. Well, thank you guys for your service. Really appreciate it. Maybe those are the guys that are haunting this place right here. I guess we can walk back up in here. That gets a ghost. That's the museum, but on the side of this is the dining, kitchen, and laundry room. This building right here, where you would do some eating, cooking, and your clothes. There's the kitchen. Looks like they got some, I don't know, maybe that's jam or peaches or something. Can't really tell, but there's what the old time kitchen looks like inside. With all the old time stuff. Again, I think they tried to keep it as close as possible as it was back then. You can see, yeah, you can even see how they have the old time. I don't know what that thing is called. It's kind of like I think it's maybe the oven where they had the fire where they were able to cook the food in there, but they also had like one of those pans in there. Now let's see if I can take a look through here. Wow, look at that. Look at that old time kitchen. The old time stove. Imagine how long it took them to actually cook in these old kitchens. Like a lot longer. Ooh, look at this dark hallway. Is anybody there? I'm not gonna lie, that looks creepy inside. Just look at that. Is anybody in there? Any ghosties? I don't think there's any ghost in there. But wow, maybe if you look through this way. Look at that dark hallway. Tell me that doesn't look creepy. That does look creepy right there. Looks like you're getting ready to see like a ghost figure down there in the hallway. Looks like standing there or something like that. Ooh, very spooky. Looks like you got, I don't know what that stuff is. If I go over to this window or go over to this window. Yeah, just like old time pottery and stuff. Let me zoom in a little. Alright. Take a look at the beautiful garden. They definitely take good care of this garden right here. Look how big those flowers are. Absolutely huge. Just massive flowers. They just had, dang, these flowers are huge. I wonder how long it took them to grow this. Not only to grow it, but also just to take care of it. Look at those pink flowers right there. Those pink flowers are pretty. And I mean, it's just a nice little walk-through way. You can come and walk around in. Ooh, what is that? Oh. Just a nice garden. Boater house built in 1868, restored in 2017. So this building right here recently was restored not too long ago. It's like a staircase right up in there. I can see it on my end, but I don't know if the camera is going to capture it or not. But there is a staircase right through that window. It's been placed on the National Historic Museum. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, there's the staircase. Look at that. You can just imagine a ghost like walking up those stairs. Right? And just look. They do have it roped. Second floor is closed, so you can't get up there. Maybe they're re-reiterating that. And that's why you can't go up the steps. The ink well. Quills and pens. And this house was built in 1830. So yeah, like I said, all these houses were built from the 1800s. And there's the house with the staircase that we was just looking through. So on the opposite side of the garden now, side that we didn't see, and here is some more information on the garden. So look how beautiful that is. Must be a lot of money that goes into this village because of all the old houses that they had to the words at the top of my tongue, but it's not coming out. venerate. A lot of them. Here, built in 1845. They're closed. I don't know, maybe I can zoom in. There's nothing in there. I don't know. Oh yeah, they got all types of honey and stuff in there. Whoa! Here's a better look. They got some gingerbread house. More ghost tour information. See, it's old vintage things in there. It's a bunch of old school stuff. I don't know if you will see through here. Here, maybe if I go like this. There we go. You see all the different stuff that they have in here. Maybe I'm gonna have to check this place out whenever they are open so we can actually go inside the building. Here's a Zor meeting house designed by their leader. There is another old-fashioned church building right here. They are having church at the moment. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit. An old-time church right here, built in 1838. But we ain't gonna go inside is what I mean. But yeah, nice little church building right there. Wow, so they just have all types of stuff. And as the day is just getting started, it is getting a lot hotter outside. I don't know how hot it's supposed to be today. I have zero idea, but it kind of feels like it's gonna be a hot one today, so maybe I'll be good to take off the hoodie. Little cherry tree right here. At least I think those are cherries. They may not be cherries. They may be like, no, they're not apples. I think they're cherries, but they're rock hard, so maybe they're not cherries. Because last time I checked, cherries aren't that hard. So if you know what kind of tree this is to grow this type of fruit right here, let me know in the comments. There's a house that was built in 1874 on the rugged property. Another creepy staircase. What is it with these houses and the creepy staircase? Looks like somebody may live in here, I don't know. But just look at the creepy hallway. Wow. So, if this place is haunted, I could see why. I'm going to try to get the entire house on camera here. Here's the tin shop, 1825. I don't know what they made in here, but maybe if I can get a little bit of shots in there. I guess like tan stuff. I'm not quite sure, guys, what they make in here. I'm guessing tan stuff. That's what it said. That's what it said. It said that they make tan stuff, so I'm assuming they make tan stuff. Just like it said. Looks like some people may be living in these buildings. I say that because right back there is a trampoline and a fireplace that somebody set up, so they could be also, some of the workers may be living inside these buildings. So I wonder if they ever like experienced anything. Somebody's definitely living in this building right here for sure. Right here, And they have a fence here, so I don't think they want anybody to tour this place right here, because this could be just a family home. Yeah, and it's protected by security, but this building was built in 1856, and it's still part of the history registration right there. I mean, it's a nice looking house. I'd probably live there too, honestly. It's a nice looking house. If they share that house with a ghost, or if it's just them. Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas season. Man, okay, so there's more than 5 historic buildings that are here in this small town. I'm guessing, yeah, I think some people actually do live in these small buildings around here. It just a nice little quiet neighborhood. And every single one of these buildings is on the history registration national history list. Every single one. And I do believe that there's people living inside these houses too. Man, this little calm little street. Smells like somebody's got the grill going, and it smells absolutely delicious. More of these things that was also at the lake that we was just at a couple days ago. Look at these gargoyles though. And creepy. How creepy these things are. Not only do you have one, but you also have 2 right there. Beautiful house. Wow. All right. And as we're walking back, we have yet to see every single building in this haunted small village. This is what I'm talking about, guys. When you're going out, you know, you never know what hidden gems you're going to find. I mean, just look. This is a boys' dormitory. So I guess this is where the boys would stay. Maybe they have a place for where the girls would also stay in this village. Like they kept them separate. You can definitely feel the history just walking through this village. You can feel it in the air. And I'm not exaggerating either. And you can really tell that the community really does take pride and ownership into these buildings. There's the Zor School Inn. Nice little schoolhouse right there. It is a private residence. So that's where one of their school was back in the 1800s. Oh no, I see a ghost. This place really is haunted. I really do see a ghost. Look, guys, a ghost. Right there. We caught one on camera. We got one on camera, yes. Mission accomplished. Are you friendly like Casper the Friendly Ghost, Mr. Ghosty? Up there flying in the brands. I like that. Why not have a go? I mean, it's a perfect setting too. With the ghosts flying and this sound supposedly haunted, yeah. I like it. That's clever thinking by those people. This is the watch stop. The Watch Shop, 1827. That's some cool pumpkins right here. Cool, nice little birdhouses right over here. That's where they would have all their meetings. Everyone in the town would gather up and they would talk about whatever needed to be talked about. Whether it was the war or farming or just anything in between, that is where they would all meet up to discuss those things. Got the Zor Hotel. So they do have a hotel. I don't know if you can stay at this hotel or if it was just a hotel back in the day. I'm not really sure. But if you could stay here, then that would be really cool. But you guys see, oh, it's closed, guys. You can't stay here. Oh, that sucks. Maybe it's because they're like fixing it up on the inside. Maybe it's not like stable for customers to come and stay at the hotel. So hopefully they're able to get this fixed. So, because I would definitely rent a room here, you know, to stay with some ghosts. That'd be totally fun. So hopefully they're able to fix this up and let people stay. But this was built in 1833. See if we can get a little bit of shots here through the door. Oh yeah, no wonder nobody can stay there. The whole building's falling apart. You can look at the roof and stuff. Here's a better shot of the roof. You can see it's falling apart. That's why they don't let anybody stay in here. That's unfortunate. Maybe it's just way too much money to keep this building afloat. That could be the case of why they don't want nobody staying inside this beautiful building. But as soon as I get across the street, I'll be able to get a full shot of the building. Because it's just so massive. I'm so close up to it, I can barely see it. Here we go. Look at that massive, beautiful building, guys. It's just a shame that they weren't able to fix it up. But hopefully in the future, you know, they'll be able to fix it up, restore it back to its original glory, and we'll have guests coming over to stay inside the building. So we can check out the back of the building also. And there's one more building that we have not yet to look at. Let's go. Now we can walk behind the back of this beautiful building right here. If you see right there, there's a Zillig shop right across the street from the hotel. Cobbler shop. But here's the side of the building. Back here is some parking. We kind of parked up front there. We didn't park back here. But this does lead to a car, so this is a perfect segue. This is the back of the building. Look how massive this thing is. It probably cost them, like, I'm saying, I mean, if I throw a figure around it, probably like $5 million just to keep this place up to, like, part, you know, without it, like, rotting and caving in and all that. Probably $5 million, guys. That's a lot of money. That may be why they do, like, their ghost tours and their events here, you know, to help keep all these buildings in good shape as much as possible. They do not want the history of this small little village to go away. There's people who actually care about the history of this village and want to preserve that history for future generations to come. See, maybe we could get like a ghost looking out the window, but I don't see any. Maybe I'll go ahead and sign up and do their ghost tour, and then we can get inside the building and look even further into the buildings instead of just the outside of the buildings. And I think it would be really fun to go on a ghost tour here. You know, learn a little bit more about the histories of these buildings and such. Building right here. Zasor Creamery, or however you pronounce that word, with some rocking chairs. And it's just a nice store. So I think that's just about it, guys. It is getting hot out. I don't even need my hoodie now because I didn't realize it was gonna be this warm out. I thought it was gonna be cold out today, which is the only reason why I wore a hoodie. But yeah, that was the small haunted town, supposedly haunted town of Zoar Village, Ohio. Are there ghosts here? I don't know. I didn't see any, but maybe there are old time folks walking around here or inside the buildings, you know, just being friendly, and they just love this place so much that they just didn't want to leave, you know. And I mean, it is a nice little quiet town. There are people who do live here in some of the buildings, not all of them. But I mean, I can see why. The houses are beautiful, and it's just a nice little quiet village. So yeah, I could possibly see myself living here too. You know, if there was ever a house for sale that I probably could afford, because these houses are probably expensive. But I think that's going to do it for me, guys. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. I probably should take this. I'm probably going to take this hoodie off because it is getting hotter out now as the day goes on. Bonus footage. I pulled off over to the side of the road here because they do have a trail back in. I'm not going to be walking any trails today, but they do have them here. And this is part of the canal trail. So if you walk on this trail right here, eventually you'll get to a canal, which is all the way down there.